Today, I visit with Dawna Middleton from Springfield, Missouri. I'm Rick J., and this is Spotlight on the Arts. Miss Middleton, welcome to Spotlight on the Arts. I'm truly excited to turn the spotlight on you today.
Thank you. I'm deeply honored to be here. Thank you for the opportunity and to be just a part of the many artists that you have interviewed.
Well, thank you. Yes, and your art speaks so well for you, so I was so anxious and happy that you did agree to come on camera and Spotlight on the Arts, going worldwide now. Well, this is your first visit with me on Spotlight on the Arts. I have been looking forward to your interview for quite some time now. First meeting you on Instagram, where I noticed your beautiful quilt work and also, naturally, your talent with a brush. So, well, Dawna, if I may call you by your first name, please, first, if you can, share with the viewers a little bit about Dawna Middleton.
Well, let's see. I was born and raised in Central Texas and moved here in 2003. And my kids and I did. And I found myself about 6 years later going to college. And at that time, my degree was in business management. And I guess at the end of the first year, there was a semester that I'm trying to pick my classes, and nothing was really working for business management. And the only option was a history of art class. And I just thought, oh, that's probably going to be intense, possibly boring. But I went ahead and took it just to finish out that year. And it just stirred something inside of me that I think had been asleep for a while, and just fell in love with the teacher, the book, which I still have, and the history of the artist and all the artwork. And I thought, this is stirring something inside of me I need to go forward with. And the next year, my son and I decided to move to Springfield to be closer to my daughter and her family. And I transferred to OTC to get my degree in graphic design, which I graduated in 2013.
And OTC, would you define OTC for us?
Ozark Technical College.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Technical college. Getting down to the nitty-gritty, you might say.
Yes.
Well, let's see. Well, then, can you go way back and share with us when you first was possibly inspired to be an artist? Is this following the family, crafting, artwork, creating?
I've always been a little bit artsy and crafty, I guess. I've painted, I've created, even the quilting that I've done that was inspired by my mama. And I've always just had that side of me, the need to create somewhat. But as far as really the canvas side of it, I would say that the love for arts became more prevalent in that class that I took. And about a year after graduating, I found myself working at a local sip and paint and was around two amazing artists that I learned and gleaned so much from. And I can remember specifically one of them saying to me, "You're an artist." And I thought, I'm an artist. Let me repeat that. I am an artist. And I had to get used to that phrase for myself. And by 2016 was when I first went public.
I see. And would you like to name those artists that you were inspired by, who gave you that great quote?
Absolutely. Christy Snelson and Janelle Patterson.
Well, you're in a city of some really well-known artists, nationwide, worldwide, and a lot of those will be joining me at the Call for Nature's Art up in Jefferson City starting September 1st through October 31st. At that venue. And I'm so happy that you've agreed to share one of your pieces.
Thank you. I'm excited.
Also, Dawna. Well, are there any other venues that are going to be coming up that you've agreed to where you'll be exhibiting your talents?
I actually have a section at Formed Gallery on Walnut Street here in town. Mm-hmm. I will be taking this hummingbird painting to the Botanical Center next Saturday. And also I've submitted for a few shows in the fall. And so just kind of waiting. Fall seems to be a wonderful time to have opportunities for shows. So I'm looking forward to each of them.
Yes, fall seemed to open up. Well, you know, a good friend of mine's been on Spotlight on the Arts is a gentleman by the name of Alan O'Neill, mm-hmm. who is with that same venue. And so, again, he's mentioned your name along with John Wytalk and Dawna, different ones. So it's really an honor to have you be a part of Spotlight on the Arts. Well, Dawna, we must take a break. So, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about before that we go to break?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, very good. Well, make yourself comfortable while we look at these special messages. After the break, Dawna will fill us in on her favorite subject matter, materials used, and her special ways of completing a work of art. And with any special techniques that maybe she would like to share with you as she completes a project. So we'll also talk about quilting, one of her other loves, along with her brushwork. So stay with us. There's a lot more here on Spotlight on the Arts.
Creative, connection, control. Support the arts and be the change. 24 hours a day, 200 countries. The show must go on. Introducing the world's first exclusive platform for artists and creators of all kinds. The biggest stage on earth.
Stream Spotlight on the Arts on fanforme.com. Stream Spotlight on the Arts on GIAJ Global Media OTT Network. Google us or find us on Roku, Amazon Fire.tv, or Apple.tv.
Hi, I'm Rick J. And I'm Jeffrey Purnell, and we're here to introduce you to GIAJ Global Media OTT Network. Hope you'll tune in. Tune in and watch all the great shows by independent producers, music, and film, and podcasts. Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV,
And or Google us on GIAJ Global Media Network.
Get your free download now. Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone, to Spotlight on the Arts. I continue with my special guest artist, Dawna Middleton from Springfield, Missouri. Well, Dawna, before the break, you shared a lot of information, so let's continue along those lines of thought and expression. If you would, please describe your type of art and how that came about with your skills considered.
Well, I guess pretty much for me, some of my artwork is random. It's more how I'm inspired to paint something. Just, it can be random thoughts, just ideas, anything that I may see that I think, oh, that'd be fun to paint. So I might jot it down at that time if I don't have time to focus on it, and just go back to it later and focus on it. Sometimes when I see something, I might get it down on canvas and still not have a title for it. There's been times that a title has come to me and then I have to think, how can I create or put that on canvas? I really like creating things that I feel like would move the soul of someone. So when I can do that, it's very satisfying. It just encourages me to want to do that even more.
I see, yes. Now, so your type of art, are you into acrylics, oils, abstract, landscapes? What would you say your...
Well,
do you have a favorite subject matter?
I think my type of art is just about as random as my inspirations, just because, I mean, I use acrylics most. I've yet to try oils. I've done some watercolors, but the fun stuff have been my colorful animals. I know a lot of the public has even responded to that as well. I also like detailed work. And mixed media. Mixed media is probably very fascinating for me. And with abstract and mixed media, you can create, and it's almost just like, we'll just see what happens and comes out. As far as landscape or a category, I'm not in one, and I don't wish to be in one. I think I'd rather be the artist that people are thinking, what will she create next? I like that idea best.
Well, we're sharing a lot of your artwork on the timeline here as you're talking about it. And we're going to talk about some of your favorites here in a little bit. So the materials, you basically combine your craft skills with your paint. Do you use oils or do you acrylics? So what is your favorite medium?
It's acrylics right now. I mean, they're versatile, needing to fix errors, pretty well, it's pretty good there. So, yeah, I would say right now acrylics.
I see. Well, do you begin now, do you begin with a photograph or a sketch? How do you begin your...
Typically, sometimes when I find a photograph that I like, I may work with that. It draws me back to my graphic design talents, and I will put it on the computer. And so for me, it's like narrowing it down, cropping it, sizing it, whatever I need to do on the computer, just to get a good idea of how it's going to fit on the canvas. And especially if it's detailed. I do have a small projector that sometimes I'll just use to help get it on the canvas, just kind of sketch out placement for it. But if it's abstract, I've used brushes, I've used tools, I've used my hands. It's just whatever is felt in the moment of creating that.
Well, if there's a technique that you've run across or learned from others that you would share with the viewers worldwide now, because we have artists in Japan and China and Brazil and watching the shows, is there something that, some technique that you would share with them that might be advantageous to that artist worldwide?
Oh gosh, I've used so many different ones, and I still feel like myself, even 6 years later, I still feel like I'm learning. So much of what I've done has been self-taught, so experiment with anything. I mean, even if you think it won't work, just experiment with it, just try, because you're not going to fail, just give it a try. So that's texture. I like textures. So I don't know. I still feel like I'm learning myself.
Great. So really, I believe there's no wrong way
No.
to paint. And that's been proven throughout the centuries
Correct.
of some of our most famous
Correct.
artists. So I agree. Have fun with it. See what
Absolutely.
happens.
Absolutely.
And go for it. And if I can invite people to Jefferson City, September 1st through October 31st here in Missouri at the Call for Nature's Art, you're going to see everything from quilt art to glass blowers, wood carvings, abstracts, what have you. So that's going to be a great show. And Dawna, you're going to be amongst some
Yes.
really
Very honored.
honored, on my side, honored, as I put it on the last communication, to have everyone join me,
Yes.
50 some artists at this show this year, 2022. Well, Dawna, the COVID-19 pandemic has really had an effect on one being able to exhibit at most venues. Things shut down. So kind of share with us how the COVID-19 affected your efforts to exhibit your artworks.
Yes, that started pretty soon after the first of the year, and all the shows for that year were canceled. And it was a little bit, putting one down, just not being able to see the shows and be in the shows and exhibit your work. So for me, I just kind of thought, how can I be inspired by doing something different, something new, something challenging? And so I decided to create my first series. And it was a 10-piece series, and it's called How Does This Happen? And it's basically just canvases of different individuals representing homelessness. And the background of each one is just kind of a black and white, but the image of the individual themselves has at least two colors to it. But the individuals, I only use my palette knife. I wanted just to challenge myself that way.
And you've shared on the timeline here one of those pieces. Can you describe that piece of work that you are sharing out of that series?
Yes, that particular one is called Aging Lawyer. And each of my the 10 pieces that I did are some type of occupation. And because I don't think we can title or categorize each individual that finds himself homeless, because they've always been or will be something as they go forward.
Ah, great. Well, now I've been anxious to get to the point of sharing your favorite pieces. Can you talk a little bit about those favorites and the little story behind each of those?
Well, I think one of my favorite would probably be this motorcycle behind me. I did a couple of World War II airplanes for my brother a few years ago, just right after I first started painting. And I felt that it was fun, even though it was very detailed work, it was fun. And so afterwards I thought, I need to do an old motorcycle or an old truck. And so I wound up doing this 1914 Hindi Special. It's an Indian motorcycle, and it was a long, tedious piece, but it was so rewarding when I was done. This trusty lit magnifying glass definitely helped me throughout that process as well. And recently I've also completed a fleet of semi-trucks that's boxed up and ready to go to its new home in Texas soon. So the detail of those challenges me, so I like that part of it. But when I can also turn around and do something abstract, or especially mixed media, which is the enlightened piece that that you can show, and for me that was a personal growth piece. So I had fun with that, just because of all the mixed media I could add to that as well.
Excellent. Well, again, I say your art speaks well for you, and so it's really exciting to show through the timeline of your artwork here today.
Thank you.
Well, let's jump into your other love, as we see before us, quilting. You know, I have a show called Quilting Inside and Out.
Yes.
And we're looking at our 17th show
Wow.
of that on the Rick J. Presents GIJ Global Media OTT network, that you can actually watch a streaming program, this one and others, and of course we're on YouTube also. So before us is a very interesting quilt, and can you tell us what has happened here with the quilt?
My mama passed away in 2017, and my aunt gave me several tubs of scrapped material and 2 toppers that needed to be completed, which I completed those and gave to my children. But the scrap pieces, she had even just started, as you can see here, and just pieces that she was putting together pieces in order to make quilts eventually that she never got to. So I took all the different pieces, and even the back is solid, but it's still from all of her material. And I just cut them all down so I could put them all into one beautiful quilt. And I call this Mama's Rag Quilt.
Excellent, beautiful, beautiful. Quilting runs in my family, so I appreciate, and naturally attending a lot of the quilt shows throughout Missouri, what have you, Kentucky. And so it's, I can see you well on your way, and it has a passion of its own.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great. Well, Dawna, I found you on Instagram, and you're on LinkedIn. Would you like to give that information so people can follow along a little bit of your artwork as it's being presented on Instagram, LinkedIn?
Instagram and my website are basically the ones. On my website, just DawnaMiddleton.com, and my Instagram is Dawna Middleton Art. And yeah, so you can reach out to me in either of those places.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's see. You do commission work, I understand.
I have done some commission work. It really just depends on the image or what the project might be, as well as my schedule. So, but people are free to ask.
So how is the best way to get in contact with you?
You can DM me on Instagram, or you can also send me a contact information through my website.
Your website. And we'll put that on the timeline,
Okay.
so people
Yes.
will be able to tune in to that, shall we say.
Yes.
Well, we're about out of time. So do you have any closing words you'd like to pass on to the viewers? Any personal message as far as those that's maybe stuck, they don't know where to go next, or if they're afraid now to turn to the brush or what have you? Any inspiring words? I know you have some really inspiring quotes on Instagram.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I definitely have to like and love those.
Thank you.
With the button, push of the button.
I think that's part of my Instagram. It's about art and inspiring people. I think one of my most inspiring moments would probably be to express gratitude. As I'd shared, I began my public journey in 2016. And that year I was told about the big show at the airport, and that you had to have a canvas that was 48 inches at least. So I had all the confidence in the world. I went out and bought my first canvas to go down the road of public painting, a 48 by 48 piece, and struggled to get it in my truck, and it started sprinkling on me. But I did get it loaded. I got it home, laid it all out, got it painted, and in a brief time, because the deadline was soon, and I submitted this painting to the show, but it did not get accepted. And I thought I had reached a crossroads so quickly. I thought, am I not good enough? Should I not go down this road? And I thought, nope, I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep trying. And so the next year, in 2017, I submitted the same painting to the same show. And the public that comes in and out of the airport, many people saw it, but one individual fell in love with it. They purchased it, and they've donated it to a local college here. So be grateful, But be grateful for the no's and be grateful for the yeses.
Yes, great advice. It can go either way, but you cannot give up.
That's right.
Well, thanks, Dawna, once again for being my guest here on Spotlight on the Arts.
Absolutely.
It's been really educational and informative.
Yes.
And I just want to thank you for bringing me into your home and studio here in Springfield.
Thank
Missouri.
you. Thank you. I'm very honored. Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes. Well, I look forward to seeing you on August 29th or at the
Yes.
Meet and Greet the Artists on October 9th there
Yes.
at the Rent Center. So
Yes.
thank you again. Well, that winds up another great show here on Spotlight on the Arts. I hope you all will stay tuned and watch the streaming shows. A little sneak peek on YouTube throws you right into the GIAJ Global Media OTT network and also fanforme.com. So stay healthy, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.
Creative, connection, control. Support the arts and be the change. 24 hours a day, 200 countries. The show must go on. Introducing the world's first exclusive platform for artists and creators of all kinds. The biggest stage on earth.
Stream Spotlight on the Arts on fanforme.com. Stream Spotlight on the Arts on GIAJ Global Media OTT Network. Google us or find us on Roku, Amazon Fire.tv, or Apple.tv.
Hi, I'm Rick J. And I'm Jeffrey Purnell, and we're here to introduce you to GIAJ Global Media OTT Network. Hope you'll tune in. Tune in and watch all the great shows by independent producers, music, and film, and podcasts. Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and or Google us on GIAJ Global Media Network. It's a free download now. Thank you.